This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and this is the music director of Orchestra Iowa, Tim Hankewich. Tim, thanks for being here.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Tim stops by periodically through the season to talk about upcoming concerts and activities with Orchestra Iowa, and this is our final meeting of the year.
The end is near. This is the downhill run, and we like to start our season with a bang, and we end it with a bang. And the two largest programs of the season, well, obviously was Bruce Moore, and now it's going to be this weekend.
So tell me about Water Music.
Yeah, it's a lot of forces on stage. We're going to have about an orchestra of 80 to 90 on stage, including the Mighty Wurlitzer, to pump out some extra sound on there. And each of the pieces that we're performing is inspired by water in one way or another. One of the pieces is the Overture to the Flying Dutchman, which is a very stormy piece that Wagner wrote. It's about 10 minutes long or so. But that's sort of the hors d'oeuvre. The really neat stuff that's coming is works by Debussy. Surprisingly, I've been here a while, and next year is my 10th season, and I haven't done French music at all, really.
Really?
Yeah, it's just one of those things that haven't got around to my plate yet. And so this is the program that I double down on French music. And Debussy wrote a work called La Mer, or The Sea, which is arguably his greatest work ever.
Well, and that is, you know the tune.
Oh, absolutely.
You know the tune because it's Beyond the Sea.
That's right.
The Bobby Darin
that's right.
standard is that's the same melody line.
That's right. And there's another work that he wrote that we're doing called Nocturne, which includes a woman's chorus. And one of the movements in Nocturne is called Sirens. And it depicts these mermaids sort of singing to sailors, seducing them to their watery grave. And it's really sensual and dare I say, sexy music. Ooh. Ooh. And then in the second half of the program is this piece called Fountains of Rome. 4-movement work, each of which sort of depicts one of the great fountains in the Eternal City. And one of these massive fountains requires extra sound reinforcement, which means we are rolling out the Wurlitzer, and there's a moment that the whole orchestra absolutely erupts, and the entire full force of the organ just rips open into the concert hall. It will part your hair, and even with my receding hairline, even mine. So it'll be a really great moment.
Well, and I was at the concert earlier in the season when the Wurlitzer was played with the orchestra for the first time, and that was
Wasn't that amazing?
That was fun.
Yeah, one of the great technological or design features of the Paramount is to allow the Wurlitzer to be rolled anywhere on the stage.
That's right. For years, it lived in. I never saw it come out of the pit until now.
It lived in the pit, and it was excuse me. It was stationary. It could not be moved. And unfortunately, where it was in the pit, once it came out of there, it obstructed the view of about half of the stage. And so every time you used the organ, half the orchestra couldn't see it. And so it was just positioned in a place that made it impossible to use. Now, with the use of technology and extra design features, the console can be moved anywhere on the stage, which allows us to use it much more frequently than we ever have before. And so it's great to be able to use the full resources of the Paramount. So this is what this piece is designed for.
And this, did you say who the composer of
it's
Fountains of Rome was?
I didn't. It's an Italian composer. His name is Respighi.
Oh, okay.
People might know him because arguably his most famous piece.
He's Pines of Rome.
Pines of Rome, exactly.
Yeah, I love the Pines of Rome.
Oh yeah, and his whole thing in life.
It's obviously Rome.
Yeah, he loved Rome. Very nationalistic, and his music was always evocative of the golden age of Italy or of the Roman Empire. And so he's using all this visual stimulation and visual inspiration to write his music. And in fact, the Fountains of Rome was the first of a triptych of pieces, all about Rome.
Oh, okay. Of which the Pines of Rome is one.
Is the second one, exactly. So it started off with Fountains of Rome, which we did, and then Pines of Rome, which is the second one, which we've also done, even at Bruce Moore. And then finally, the third, which is rarely played because it's even bigger, is called Circuses of Rome. And stay tuned. I think one of these days we'll get around to that one too. But it should be a whole lot of fun, and I just know that my brass are salivating, because this is a piece where they can just let it all hang out.
And there aren't they don't get that opportunity very
Oh
often.
yeah, but
occasionally.
when they do, and actually when they do it, there's smiles going on both in the orchestra and in the audience. So
Well, and it sounds like you've reinforced the orchestra just a little bit. It's a little bigger.
yeah, well,
Pulled in some extra
all
players.
this music requires extra resources. It can't be done with just the usual sort of 50 players. There's triple winds involved, sometimes quadruple winds, just extra size of brass, and you need a larger orchestra if you're going to compete with the Wurlitzer.
Right.
So it's going to be a feast for the eyes as for the ears.
Talking with Tim Hankewich from Orchestra Iowa about the big conclusion to the 2014-2015 season, Water Music, which is coming up this weekend. Just one show?
Just one program.
Yeah, one time only.
Saturday at 7:30 at the Paramount. And one of the reasons we can't take this on the road is because we need an organ. And so it's really site-specific.
Yeah, you can't take the Mighty Wurlitzer is somewhat portable, but you can't take it to Iowa City.
That's correct. And actually, this is a jazz station, and so I should also point out all the Debussy music that we're performing, and his contemporary Ravel. They were instrumental.
They were very influenced by jazz.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where the whole fusion between jazz and the classical arts really started to foment. And so it's really neat hearing some of these advanced harmonies, which may have been radical in the classical music scene, but were sort of standard in the world of jazz. And so there is a great crossplay between the music of Debussy and the world of early jazz.
Well, as always, it sounds like an exciting program. Bigger and better, and a great way to end the season. Before we turned on the mic, I said, do you want to plug anything or talk about next season at all? And Tim said, I can't.
I can't think past this weekend, and already I'm starting to drool on the side of my mouth.
Yeah, that's it. But suffice it to say, next season looks great.
There's going to be a great season next year.
Yeah, so there will be a season next year, we promise.
Yeah.
We just have to park Tim in the corner and pump some fluids into him before he's ready to start it.
That's right. I think everybody can relate. I mean, it's the end of the season, and everyone just sort of it's the end of a marathon.
Doesn't matter how much you love your job. When the big project is over, everybody heaves a sigh of relief and rests a little bit.
Absolutely. So have a great summer to you and to yours and to your listening audience, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Well, looking forward to this. As always, if people want tickets, remember there's only one show and only one show in Cedar Rapids, so not going to Iowa City. So our Iowa City listeners would probably want to make the trip up to see this.
Yeah, this is a really special program. 1-800-369-TUNE. Or you can go on to our website, artsiowa.com or orchestraiowa.org. All three of those will get you where you need to be.
All right, Tim, good luck this weekend and have a relaxing summer.
Hey, and to you. Thank you.